Alright, here we are again, Chapter 2, Section 6. We're going to be looking at is scatter plots and best fit lines. So let's look at what we call a scatter plot. You guys probably know what this is already. A scatter plot is something that looks like this. So what is a scatter plot? A bunch of basically coordinates or ordered pairs on a graph. Okay, so this would be considered a scatter plot. All the points are scattered. Maybe that's why they call it scatter plot. All right. So there's going to be a lot of different things, a lot of different ways we can write all the coordinates here. So if it looks like this, what do you notice in the scatter plot? What kind of pattern? Do you see a pattern? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is there a pattern to the points? Maybe I should erase a couple just to make sure you know that there is. Okay, see a pattern? It goes up from left to right. So what we say about this scatter plot is it is a positive correlation. Alright, why positive? Because if you drew a line that went through these points, it would look like a positive slope. So it has a positive correlation. Why? Because what we actually say is, and you should write this down, as x increases, as you go higher in the x's, what happens? The y values are increasing. If you look at these points, if x is 5, then y, if x is 1 or 2, then y is 4. If x is 5, then y is 10. What is happening? As x increases, y increases. Okay? As x increases, y increases for a positive correlation. Understand that, know that. Okay? So it has a positive slope, positive correlation. Alright, next. What's something different? What if you have a scatter plot that looks like this? This is your x, this is your y. So as x increases, what happens to the y values of all these coordinates? Okay? If x was 1, maybe y is 10. If x is 5, y is 5. What happens to all the y values? They're all going down from left to right. So we say this is a negative correlation. What does correlation mean, actually, by the way? Correlation. If two things are correlated to each other, that means they're in relationship. There's a relationship there. There's a negative relationship here. Okay? If we drew a line, it would go like this. It would go down from left to right. Okay? So it would have a negative slope, so it's a negative correlation. What we say in words is, as x increases, we still say as x increases. What does y value do? The y value, y decreases. Now that's basic. As x increases, y decreases. Actually, we're going to have word problems, so you're not going to say as x increases and y decreases. You're going to say as your foot length goes up, then so does your height, right? There's a correlation between your foot, how big it is, and how tall you are most of the time. Okay, so you're going to talk about a lot of correlations. Now, last one. So it could have a positive, could have a negative. Look at all these coordinates. See one here, one here. Do you see a pattern to this? Is there a pattern to these? No, not really. No. I mean, as x increases, y increases? No, I mean, x is 1, it doesn't match up like that. They're scattered all over the place, up, down, left, right. There's no real pattern to this. So what we say is there's approximately no correlation. There might be a slight one, but it's very slight, where it's closer to 0 than it is to anything. So there's no correlation here. What else? So we can't say as x increases, y does this, because there is no relationship. Okay? So those are 3 kind of things you have to know to do some of the problems in Section 6. So let's do some.